Ooh. The gp-5. Many collectors' humble beginnings into the gas mask world. And if you collect the gp-5, then you probably know all about its mesothelioma filter. And you probably know that you can't breathe through it without unnecessarily damaging your lungs. Well, I have accidentally discovered that the Avon 40mm filters will actually, as far as I've tested, fit on and run in a gp-5. As most of you know, the gp-5 is chambered in 40mm GOST, which is like kind of fatter 40mm NATO, and it fits in a gp-5 fine, but regular 40mm NATOs will grind up your threads on the inside if you use them with 40mm a lot, and they'll also leave a little bit of an air gap in between the threads, which is why you can't really use 40mm NATO on a GOST, and vice versa. But the Avon filters are made out of plastic, which it might kind of help. It might like deform the plastic enough that it'll squeeze it into place, or maybe they just shaped it in just the right way that it'll fit in the gp-5. And usually a telltale sign of filters not fitting properly is grinding, but since this one's plastic, there's not really a lot of grinding. And if it goes in with quite a lot of resistance, it probably doesn't want to go in, which this one doesn't really give quite a lot of resistance until you get to the end where it seals with that little rubber ring. You can see it's going in very smoothly, and then there, tightened it down. And as far as I've tested, which I tested with like aerosol sprays, like spray deodorant and Febreze, and I'll try and test it with olive oil. But as far as I've tested with those, it did actually work, which means that you could have a safe, like, NBC filter for your old prehistoric gp-5. And that's pretty nice for, like, especially the American bros, since we are on a completely different continent. We don't quite have access to those $13 ABEC fucking filters like the Euro people do, and we don't have access to those nice GOST Russian black gp-5 filters with the ABEC label, and they're fucking safe. No asbestos. We don't have a lot of access to that, or at least I don't. I can't find any. But you can find this thing, I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. But there is a Scott filter that looks extremely similar to this. It even has like the same hole design, but the hole's wider, and it's for like particulate protection. It's a giant particulate pad, but it's still the same size as this filter. There's those in Euroland, I know that, and I think you can find these on like eBay in like these giant plastic containers. They kind of look like chopped in half German gas mask cans, but they're plastic. But there's no plugs, which you kind of really can't plug this, which kind of sucks. So you have to like 3D print your own, but that only works for the top.